Hi folks, welcome to Teaching Higher Education, the Liberal Arts Edition. I just want to show you how to navigate to and within our course website and Canvas. From the TU portal screen, if you're in the Home tab, you'll see a navigation list to a set of links with Canvas at the top. I'm going to click on that to open a Canvas window. And here I see my various Canvas pages for the semester, or the Canvas pages that are currently active for me. And you should see this one in particular, which is the Teaching in Higher Education Canvas site for our course. So I click on that to open the home page. And one of the things I'm going to do right away is shift to the student view, so that as I'm going through this video, you actually see you'll actually be looking at the same thing that you should be seeing as you go in. So you'll notice that some of the things in this left-hand menu will disappear when I do that. So now I'm in the student view, which should be how you see it. And you'll notice that there's a course description, a set of learning outcomes, actually two sets of learning outcomes. The first 5 are for those of you who are just in the 1 credit version, which is the first 5 weeks of class, and that's actually most of you. There's 22 of you in the 1 credit version, and then there's a handful of you who will be continuing on with me the rest of the semester, and these are your additional course goals for that remainder of the semester. Down to the bottom, there's some information about me and a link to learn even more about me with a video in which I introduce myself, a little bit of my teaching philosophy, and so forth. If I go back to the home page, you also see that there's a click here to continue button that takes you to the syllabus. There's also a syllabus button at the top of the page. So either place, if you click on that, that will take you to the syllabus. So you can take a look at the information that's there. I'm finalizing some of that information, so there might be a few changes between now and our first class meeting, but the bulk of the information is completed in there. You can also download the syllabus as a Word document. If you are somebody who might print that out, I'd recommend holding off until our first day of class, because I am reserving the right to make some additional changes up until the last minute. But the bulk of the syllabus has been completed. I'm going to go back to the home page and show you what's most important for us for getting started, which is the modules link. And you can find a link to modules, both this button here at the top of the home page and in this left-hand navigation. You'll see in the left-hand navigation, you also find syllabus there, grades, which there's nothing to look at right now anyways, a link to the library's website, a link to Zoom, where you'll see our scheduled Zoom meetings. You can also find those in other ways, which I'll show you in a moment, but I put that there as a shortcut that could be helpful. A link to attendance, shortcut to attendance, I was going to say. I will be taking attendance at our meetings, as that's required for all classes that have synchronous meetings this semester. A link to the assignments, which I haven't posted yet, but they'll be there soon. And a link to people, just because there's so many graduate students from across different departments this semester, I thought one of the most helpful experiences of this course is getting to know students from other programs. And so this lets you get in contact with each other if you'd like to do so. But I want to go to modules, where you'll see a list of 14 modules for the class, each with a date and a topic. And under each module, there is a page that is the home page for that module. So clicking on the module itself just expands or takes away that list. Once the list is there, you would click on the first item within it, which is the home page. There may be other items as we get closer to those dates, but it's the actual home page that you want to go to. And I've sort of sketched out what each meeting will look like, and most importantly, I've placed the course meeting link at the top of that Canvas page. And so you can click on that link to go to our first meeting. The reading is there. I do want to highlight that for our first meeting, there is a reading that I'd like you to take a look at before the meeting. It's called How to Teach a Good First Day of Class. And so it's a reading that I want you to hold me accountable to. I'm going to try to follow that advice as I design our first meeting. And you'll see some connection between these meeting objectives and what you find in that reading. It's an essay from the Chronicle of Higher Education. I would say it's a longish essay, but it's not a scholarly journal article or a selection from a book. So It's a relatively accessible reading that I think you'll have no trouble with. But I know it's a busy week. I realize some of you may not get to it, but I would encourage you to take a look at that reading before our first meeting. Just to show you, I'm going to click on this course meeting link. It's going to open a window like this. It's going to ask me to open Zoom. I've already downloaded Zoom. If you haven't used Zoom in the past, you'll be asked to download Zoom, so you might want to give it a shot in advance so you can do any downloading work that you need to do. When I click on that, it opens. Here's the Zoom application. There's me. And so I join with computer audio. There's my cat. This is Baby Bear, looking dejected. There we go. Sitting beside me. So that's what Zoom looks like when you open it. And then as this window populates with more people, you would click a button that would show up here once there's more people called Gallery View, so that we would all appear side by side. I'm going to end that recording, or in that Zoom meeting. I'm not going to rate it. And I'm going to close this window. So that's how you get to our first meeting on Canvas via Zoom. So go ahead when you get a chance and go into Canvas and start to get familiar with the site. But recognizing that I'll be populating more sections of the site as we get closer to the first course meeting. I hope you have a good week, and I'll see you in class on August 28th.